So my name is Robyn Love. I'm a GB wheelchair basketball player, Scottish obviously. And becoming a mum, Alba is one, and honestly it's just been amazing. She's an incredible wee thing. You know, we called her Alba to kind of homage to Scotland, and she definitely has the spirit within her. Being two mums in the world now, in our world at least, has been pretty easy. You know, in Manchester especially, you know, it's a cultural melting pot. And then in our wheelchair basketball community, again, we've just experienced positivity, but obviously we've taken Alba all over the world, to Japan, China, to all these places where perhaps, you know, it isn't normal at all. But again, people have been really kind.
This world isn't really set up for people with disabilities, so you're used to adapting and overcoming barriers, and becoming a parent isn't really any different to that. You don't have to have functioning legs or arms or eyes or ears or whatever to care for a child and love a child. That's all you need to provide, really. And for Alba, being around people like the basketball team who have all gone through significant traumas and have overcome them and are really thriving, I hope that it's inspirational and it kind of gives her an inner drive to be a little badass.
Yeah, when you're part of the wheelchair basketball community with such a range of disability, you know, it makes you reflect upon, you know, my circumstance. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change the experience I've had, the way I've grown up. You know, I think it's really given me a pretty cool life, to be honest. My disability was my superpower. It pushed me to try. It pushed me to want. It was created that resiliency within myself. And I think that my desire to be physically better was higher than my care about what people thought of me, my care of making mistakes, my care of failure. And I think that that's what drives me now, is I want to play incredible basketball. Growing up, it's difficult when you've got a disability. Like me, I was in and out of hospital, I had splints on, you realise you're a bit different. And I think that going through those struggles does shape who you are and the resiliency you develop and the grit that you have. I made the decision at 17 to get an operation to lengthen my leg. So I went by myself to make the referral. I think it was about 6 hours, where they broke the bone below my knee, took a wedge out and put the big frame on, where I had to twist the struts to pull the bone apart every day. And I also had in my femur, I had a plate that did the same thing. But it just fixed it in place to a certain length. So 6 months I couldn't do anything, go anywhere basically. The positive outweighed the negative of the short term. You know, in the grand scheme of my life, I knew it was the right thing to do. You know, I'd taken control. It wasn't something thrust upon me by someone else saying, you've got to do this. You know, I'd decided, I took ownership of it, so it was mine. So I was almost proud of myself and proud of, you know, I was proud of what I was kind of going through, because I knew it was going to make me walk better. I really kind of developed into that cutthroat scorer, and even now I'm developing. You know, last year at the European Championships I was the All-Star 5 because I scored 20 plus every game. You know, I really leaned into me and what I could do for the team. You know, in sport and life and work, you have to have those relationships of trust, and especially in sport where it's high pressure moments, I think that you have to have that connection with people. And I think that I've built this trust with my teammates. Sport always made me feel good, always gave me that energy, always made me feel good about myself, gave me that confidence, because I was really good at it, despite or because of my disability probably. I feel like I'm really able to be myself on and off court, which I do think is so important when you're able to just be you, when you're in an environment that just embraces all of your personality, which I really think is just such a positive thing that we've got in the programme right now. The next generation for me is just so exciting. I got into wheelchair basketball when I was 24, and I missed what I think a lot of time. So for me, being able to share my knowledge with the younger ones coming through, it means a world to me, to be honest. The ultimate goal, I'd love a Paralympic medal. I'd love to be the team that gets that. You know, the GB wheelchair basketball women have never done that. We never had a women's team sport medal. So for me to be able to bring that back to the programme, for all the hard work that the staff have put in, the women before us, you know, the volunteers, everybody, all the girls, all their sacrifices that they have, because they have been sacrifices. Like, a lot of our teammates have moved heaven and earth to be with the team, and they deserve it, but everybody deserves it. When you're a disabled woman especially, you are treated not the same in society. And for me, it's about more than basketball, it's about them as people. Like, it's like, no, you are strong, you can score, you can do this. And for me, basketball could be a great opportunity for them to develop that confidence, to develop those skills. That's what I want to do. I want to help especially disabled women be more confident in themselves through wheelchair basketball. I just think it's such a great sport. I just think it's the best sport in the world.